Hi guys. Look, exception. I gave you a gamer chair and a glass of wine. You have a hallowed chalice. They added some new little like accessory things to VTube Studio, and I was like, yoink. Yes, he has a gamer chair. At least
the chair is like pinned to your jacket.
Yes. I like to think it's just a really tall chair, right? Like, it's just got a really tall, like, the stick part that goes down to the base. It's just really tall, and I had to, like, physically put you on the gamer chair. I had to, like, pick you up. Put you on the gamer chair. I don't know. I was feeling a little silly.
Oh, but getting down, it's easy. I just gotta, like, fire pole it.
Yeah.
To the bottom.
Or you could just, like, but if you, like, lean too much one way or another, it might tip over, so be careful. The base is probably not wide enough because it's a gamer chair, you know? It's like, they tried, but it's probably like a budget gamer chair because I'm not rich, so, you know. Don't make any sudden moves, okay? But you have a hallowed chalice. Look at the wine in the chalice like moves.
Yeah.
It moves with the live 2D. Yeah, VTube Studio added they updated and added some stuff. So I was just like, yeah. I am not winking. I swear I'm not winking. I guess I'm winking. Yeah, the liquid effect is cool, right? I know it's kind of small, but like if I jiggle, look, it goes woo, 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 woo. Sorry, I'll stop. Hello, everyone. I am Ascella Vivace, magical idol. I am here with Exception on chair.
Hello, I am Exception on chair.
Chairception.
Yeah.
Chairception. Hello, Lark. Hello, Pianui. Hello, Exception in chat. While you're in the chat and you're on the stream too. Wow, you're double duty today.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's too hard. That's too much work. Don't do that to yourself. Choose one. You're like, okay, bye. Click. Hangs up. And now I'm voicing everyone but myself today. It's going to be awful. You guys, I slept all day and I shouldn't have, so I'm a little hyperactive right now. I'm a little bonkers right now, so sorry. Yeah. I've been very sleepy. I was telling Exception, I think I need to take vitamin D because I'm not getting enough sunshine, I don't think. And I think it's making me very, like, low energy. Been sleeping midday and still tired, yeah. I literally slept until like 3 p.m. today, from like 6 a.m. to like 3 p.m. after sleeping last night. Granted, a storm woke me up last night at like 4 in the morning. I like looked at my clock and I was like, absolutely not. Personal cheerleading for Exception. Oh!
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, do you know what the personal cheerleading redeem is for, though?
Oh, wait.
Uh-oh.
I think I remember. I think the personal cheerleading was so that Ascella would give personal cheering to you.
Yeah! But it's been donated to the cause.
Oh, no, it's been forwarded.
It's been donated to the cause.
Do I need to explain why I need it?
No, you don't have to, unless you really want to.
I feel like the context is helpful. So for the past several Ace Attorney streams, I've been like, something's about to come soon. I'm about to renounce cool thing, and it finally happened.
Yeah.
I am now officially the guy in charge of hit armored core fighting game community known as the Rubicon Fight Club.
Yay!
Unfortunately, this causes me to have to do managerial things like send messages to people I don't know and try and advertise and promote things, and I am not built for social interaction like this. It has been
It's
incredibly
okay.
stressful. I've had to fight off like an entire panic attack today just over DMing some people some canned messages.
Being an introvert is hard.
It's
Like
pain.
I sometimes am very glad I'm an extrovert because being an introvert is very hard. Especially when you have like big thing going on. But big thing is important to you, okay? So
Yeah.
here's your personal cheerleading. So since big thing is important to you, I believe in you and your ability to find a solution. That solution may not be evident right away. That solution may be not maybe ideal in your mind necessarily. It may not take the form you think it's going to take, right? But you were trusted enough. Yes, believe in me, believing in you. You were trusted enough to take over in the first place. You care so much, and that will show through. It may be difficult at first. It may be a little clunky at first. You may have a learning curve, but it's that way with any new venture in life. You know, there's always going to be that learning curve, and that's natural and that's normal. And if there's anybody that I know that can do anything with a darn thing that requires like 99% organization and brain power, it's you. So the other stuff, the hard stuff, the DMing people, the marketing, you know what? Find you like a vice captain, you know, like get a helper or something if you need to, but don't give up. Don't give up on yourself. Don't think it's delegate. Exactly. That's what all leaders do. That's what all good leaders do is they delegate. They find a crew and they delegate. So, I believe in you. Believe in the me that believes in you. If you don't believe in yourself, believe in me because I believe in you. Believe in Lark. Lark believes in you. Believe in Zen. Zen believes in you. Believe in Pianui. Pianui believes in you. Everybody in this chat believes in you.
Oh yeah, by the way, Pianui, get into the RFC. It's like there, you gotta go to it. I can make you play Armored Core more.
Armored Core. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm done. Bye.
In fact, the ranking system, you could argue that it acronyms to MOAR.
Moar.
More.
Moar.
More.
Kidnap Pianui. Yes, do it. Make Pianui do all the work. I'm sorry. I'll stop. I'm horrible. I'm just volunteering Pianui for work. Heavy labor in the mines of Armored Core. Sorry. But you're gonna be okay. And we are gonna have fun today with, oh yeah, he wants croissant. He wants croissant.
Several.
And carrots. I like carrots too. I'm not even a bunny and I like carrots. Carrots are kind of awesome. I'm not gonna lie. Hold on, let's do this. Let's do this. Boop. There you go. My model was not calibrated right. Okay, there we go. It's better now. It's better now. All right. So, but it's Ace Attorney Day again. I'm really sorry. For anybody who hasn't tuned into the last couple of streams, just so you know, I was out of town for like 8 and a bit days on work stuff. Very, very suddenly, I had about 2 hours of warning before I was told to go a 6-hour drive away for 4 days, and then they extended it to 8 days. It was a very good experience, but I haven't been here, so I haven't been able to stream for several days. So I'm very sorry, but I am back. I'm sorry, Exception. I didn't mean to like bail on you. It wasn't.
All right.
It wasn't. We got told to do it. It wasn't a like much of a choice thing. But it was good. It was good. It was very enriching and very good experience. Yeah. It's good. But I'm back now. So, everyone pray that there are no hurricanes so I don't have to do it again. Yeah. Okay. This wasn't for a hurricane, though. Anyway. Yes. So, we've made it. We're back. We're back to Ace Attorney. Is case 3 still.
Spoiler warning, there's spoilers.
Spoiler warning, there's spoilers. Pianui, you might need to see yourself out if you don't want spoilers.
Yep. Get out of here and
we
into
love
the
you,
RFC.
but you can mute us and go about your business. Yeah. I fear spoilers for the entire rest of this this game.
I'm gonna just send you an invite directly. Just throw you in there. You weren't on the list of people I had to D, and I'm adding you to the list.
Oh no, DMs to Pianui. That's intimidating and scary. Actually, that's a good way to start, isn't it? Pianui won't be with you.
Somewhere safe and calm.
He's gonna put on his armored core suit as PJs and to go with to bedith. Okay, that's fair.
Somebody should make an armored core with a bed in it.
An armored... That's
Snore.
just Bedman. Armored snore? Shut up. Oh my god. Damn. What? Armored snore. I hate it.
I'm a genius.
You are a genius. That's why we keep you around, you know? That's why we got you here. I forgot to tweet that we were blue sky...
Sky toss.
Sky toss. Yeah, anyway. We're live, everybody. Come join in the fun of exception making terrible puns. Armored snore. I can't believe you. I was gonna say it sounds like Bedman from Guilty Gear, but that would be one heck of a fight, wouldn't it? A big robot versus Bedman. That would be crazy. That would go hard. But yes, we are in part 3 of the trial of part 3 of the second game. I love talking about things like that. Just putting lots of numbers in it. We're going back to trial, guys. The last thing that happened, do you want to give a recap or do you want me to give a recap?
I'll give a recap.
Give the recap.
So last time we interrogated Sholmes over the nature of lies and deceit, and we are now questioning whether he's secretly evil the whole time. It's a big thing that's happened. The other thing, more relevant to the case at hand, is that we have discovered the identity of, location of, and general demeanor of secret witness engineer that made the teleportation machine that wasn't real. Enoch.
Yeah, he's a problem. He's causing problems on purpose, I think.
Yeah.
Just putting that out there. Okay. I've done put us in no game audio territory again. There we go. There's music.
Oh man, it's been weeks.
Uh-oh.
Good morning to you, Mr. Naruhodo.
There you go. That's good. Yeah. Good morning, Professor. Ready for today's proceedings?
Although I've lost the exact refinement to specific voices, I feel like I've had good voice training in general, thanks to binge playing the entirety of Deltarune's chapters 1 through 4.
I need to watch the VODs. I've been so busy, I need to watch the VODs. Sorry, those are ellipses. You can't really say anything on those.
I hope so. I should be. Even I, with nothing left to... Good morning, my dear fellows.
Go away, Sholmes. We're not happy with you right now. Oh, Mr. Sholmes, you're here.
Why, naturally. A true gentleman stands shoulder to shoulder with his friends in battle at all times.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. I'll see you later then. Now, Professor, we really need you to remain calm in the courtroom today. Yes, do try your hardest not to enter the witness stand uninvited again.
Yeah, I will. I I realized it was a mistake, but my dear fellows, I must interject.
Oh my god, Shulms! Quit meddling! Quit meddling! Oh, you're still here, Mr. Shulms. What's the matter?
Sure, you've overlooked some praise, have you not? To be cast in my direction? Hmm?
No. Sorry? I don't follow.
Must I spell it out? I, the great Herlock Sholmes, the greatest detective of worldwide acclamation, arose at some ungodly hour to be here now. First thing in the morning. A miracle, you must agree. He is technically right.
He is a little bit correct there. Well, if I must agree, then.
As you know, my sleep is quite impregnable. Iris had to employ her full gamut of tactics.
Oh no.
She pulled the covers off, shook me, poked both cheeks, punched me, and kicked me from the bed. Then she poured a boiling cup of her latest experimental blend on my face, and at last I was bestirred. It was incredibly painful.
Oh my, Iris has been busy. Iris doesn't have it in her to go that far. She's too nice.
I sense the spirit of a fellow scientist, one who relishes the infinite possibilities of blending tea.
Oh my god.
I'm the one worthy of praise here, not Iris. This is my victory.
Oh no.
I don't remember who this is, but they're apologizing for cutting in.
Should we click and find out and then say it?
Yes.
Ah! Oh, Inspector Gregson, good morning. Unexpectedly.
Gregson, my dear fellow, why the grim expression at this delightfully early hour?
Delightfully early? No, no such thing.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe because I've been confronted with a grimmer expression, eh? Dear me, are you going to take that insult lying down, Professor? What? I don't know.
Poor Professor.
Anyway, here's the paperwork you asked for.
Aha. What paperwork?
I took the liberty of requesting it yesterday.
Thank you for this Deus Ex Machina. We appreciate it.
I have a feeling it may prove useful. You wouldn't believe the hoops I had to jump through to get this brought out of the archives. It's the professor's autopsy report.
Oh. That mass of murderers who killed 5 members of the aristocracy.
It was found guilty in a closed trial 10 years ago now. It was all done under wraps. And it was quickly executed soon after the trial. It's all in here.
That's morbid. Jeez. I don't know what to say. Thank you, Inspector.
Yes, much obliged, Gregson. Us lowly lot at the yard are just doing what we can. The shadow of the great Detective Sholmes, of course.
Dang. The sarcasm is real with this one. Well then, Professor Hairbrain, this is it. Today we're going to lay all this to rest at last. I wish you the best of luck, Professor.
I suppose he'll be in there today, will he? Drebber.
Yes, we expect the prosecution to summon him as a witness.
Still amazed that you managed to find him in just one day.
Hey, we got a dog on the case.
I really owe you both so much.
Counsel and the defendant. The trial is about to resume. Kindly make your way into the courtroom at once.
Oh boy, the music! This is it then. The final chapter. Funny, my heart's racing a little. I've not felt this before, actually. This strange foreboding. As if something's going to happen in this trial that I'm not ready for. But I can't let that distract me from the only thing that really matters. Finding the truth. Dang. Dang, the build-up, the anticipation. Dang. 9:30 a.m. bright and early. Okay. There he is. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session again. We resume the public hearing of Albert Harebrain, here present, who stands accused of murder. Are the counsels for the prosecution and defense ready to proceed?
The prosecution is ready, my lord. I forgot to mention Oatsus. Oatsus is a judicial assistant for the prosecution today.
Man in a mask.
Also, notably, the bottle is still corked. It's like...
He hasn't started drinking yet. He's not day drinking.
Yeah. He hasn't busted out the wine yet.
He's gonna have some mimosas first, and then he'll move on to the wine as like the second alcoholic course. Yeah.
He's taking it nice and slow and chill today.
He's taking it easy. The defense is ready, my lord. As promised, Lord Van Zieks has his apprentice with him. His apprentice with memory loss.
Oof.
Yikes. If I may, Lord Van Zieks.
Yes, my lord.
There appears to be someone standing at your side.
Ah, yes, my apprentice and assistant. The prosecution believes today's proceedings will see the complexity of this case rise considerably.
Are you kidding me?
I therefore instructed my assistant to attend to ensure the smooth running of the trial.
Are you kidding me?
For my next absurd drinking trick, I will need a volunteer.
And I get a volunteer from the audience. You, sir, in the mask. You look bored and unbusy. May I ask you to please draw your saber and remove the cork from this bottle henceforth? Yeah,
Please
amazing
behead
indeed.
this bottle so that I may extract its blood.
Into my hallowed chalice. God. It's fine. Did you read this or was I just screaming?
I did read it.
And the smooth running of liquid refreshments, by the look of it.
He's the water boy now.
The way he holds himself, the way he moves. It couldn't be anyone else. But he's still suffering from amnesia, so there's really nothing we can do at the moment. I know, but... oh, this is so very hard. It would appear the prosecution has done a fine job in responding to the demands of the court made yesterday. I understand you have successfully secured the engineer who disappeared from the scene on the day in question.
Yes, my lord. I intend to call him as a witness shortly.
Very good, very good. Now then, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, who have been chosen at random, because we have to mention that every time, even though it's probably not true, to represent the will of the people in this courtroom today.
I mean, they seem pretty random today.
Sure. Just today, though. Not yesterday. Are you ready and willing to proceed?
Oh, frick. I've forgotten all the voices for these.
Just make it up as you go along.
Of course, my lord. I'm sure we'll all understand the importance of doing our civic duty.
I do so despise deception and deceit. I find it so very wearing.
To take a man's life with a conjuring trick, it is against the magician's code, not to mention the law. Any big scientist should feel the wrath of God, if you ask me.
We have to listen to what's said on both sides of the fence and settle on one. That's it, isn't it? Wasn't like this in my day. Wasn't like this at all. I've also forgotten my juror voices. We're just making shit up at this point. It's great. If all parties are ready to proceed, you may begin, Lord Van Zeeks.
Before I do, my lord, there is a report I must read to the court.
Oh, son of a...
Yesterday at the Grand Exhibition Grounds, the evidence of primary importance in this case. The super high voltage instantaneous kinesis machine, which was installed on the experimentation stage, was deliberately destroyed in an explosion effected by an unknown person or persons. It was probably Drever. It was what?
An explosion?
This is an outrage!
Yes, I heard this grave news yesterday. Scotland Yard reported... I can't talk. Scotland Yard submitted a report to my office in the evening. I read that the machine was blasted to smithers and the wreckage reduced to ashes in the flames.
I have here a photographic print of the scene, taken in the wake of the explosion.
Yikes! Yikes!
It shows what little remains of the machine.
Yes. A terrible business.
And slightly radioactive, it seems.
Oh my god. He did it to destroy the evidence, did he? That Enoch Drebber. The court will take this print as evidence, counsel. Okay. The metal floor of the stage has been blown open by the explosion. Thanks, Drebber.
Late yesterday afternoon, the protection afforded to the machine by the Special Dispensation, the Scientific Equipment Act, was revoked.
Revoked!
However, before a thorough investigation could begin, the invention was obliterated from existence.
Convenient, eh?
As such, this will become a very different trial.
Why are you pointing at me, dude?
As it stands now, with no evidence on which to draw meaningful conclusions, I should lose, but I am going to keep fighting anyway. The authenticity of the kinesis machine will remain forever in obscurity.
Will it? Indeed. A most unfortunate state of affairs.
However, one thing remains clear. The victim's death was the result of the actions of the accused. Of that, we can be certain. For it was the accused himself who was operating the machine, and who ultimately caused its loss of control.
This makes no sense. Objection, indeed. As Lord Van Zeeks rightly says, this is a very different trial now. Oh, you weren't
Why
ready
are
for
you
that
agreeing
one?
with me?
You weren't ready for that one! Okay. The accused accepts responsibility for his part in the events that transpired. He acknowledges that Mr. Asman died as a result of the accident caused by his machine's malfunction. However, unbeknownst to the professor, he was being deliberately deceived by a pair of very clever fraudsters. Names, counsel, if you please. The engineer, Mr. Enoch Drebber, and the victim himself, Mr. Odie Asman. So what exactly were these two men up to behind the defendant's back? The defense intends to expose that information, thus establishing the unequivocal innocence of the defendant. Yeah, get pointed at, bish! Sorry. Thank you, counsels. The positions of the prosecution and defense have been clearly stated for once. Because usually we don't let the defense talk. It's fine. Lord Van Zeek, summon your first witness, please. With a little magic, if you don't mind. Summon them. Woo.
Once, my lord. All right, now we have to wait 13 minutes for it to cook. The prosecution calls the engineer, Mr. Enoch Drebber, to the stand.
Yeah, get over yourself. God, not this guy. I swear.
Here I am once again.
State your name and occupation for the court.
Charlatan.
Name? Enoch Drebber. Occupation? Hard to pin down, I would say. See that block monocle?
Why, yes, I do. Oh.
Oh, you too. I had exactly the same feeling myself. I didn't even hear you say anything.
Ah! It's fine. Your file indicates that you are currently being investigated in connection with another case. The theft of a waxwork model, is it? A most extraordinary sounding business.
But that has no bearing on this trial, I assure you. Leave it from your mind.
Okay.
You're familiar with the public experiment carried out at the Great Exhibition some days ago? The accused super high voltage instantaneous kinesis demonstration. Yes, you could say that. I am aware of it.
In orange.
There was a terrible accident, wasn't there?
This guy is weird.
Great.
He's weird.
It was you, Mr. Drebber, who constructed the vast machine used in the experiment. Or so our investigations indicate. Can you confirm your involvement? Yes, I constructed it, in precise accordance with the blueprints. But that's all.
I don't believe you.
Then the court would be very interested to hear your thoughts about the machine, I'm sure.
No thoughts head empty? No thoughts head empty.
An amazing device, if you ask me. The pinnacle of modern science, making instantaneous kinesis a reality at last.
What? Good. Good gracious. Do you mean to say that the experiment was bona fide? Is that your belief, sir?
Yes, that is very much my belief. Such a waste that it blew up.
I hate you. Objection is hell, yeah. But we've already established the machine was nothing more than a prop from an elaborate conjuring trick.
Objection!
You've established nothing of the sort. All that was shown during yesterday's proceedings
Can't believe this.
is that the same outcome could have been produced by means of stage trickery.
Hate this man.
The defense merely proposed a method and demonstrated its feasibility, nothing more.
But, we've procrastinated long enough, I feel. Witness, you will now give your formal testimony about the machine that you constructed for the purpose of the demonstration at the Great Exhibition.
Understood. I met the young professor approximately 1 year ago through Mr. Asman's introduction. He provided me with the blueprints and I constructed the machine to his precise specifications. It was no trick. If the whole show was a fraud, it would have required a body double. Tell me, did the victim have a twin? All the spectators saw the birdcage appear above their heads and then crash headfirst into the crystal tower. A terrible accident, I grant you. Perhaps the science on which the machine was built was flawed somehow.
You suck. This man's a failure. A body double?
That goes without saying, surely. I give the impression that something has moved when in reality it hasn't. It's a basic conjuring principle. The deception cannot be achieved without substituting the original with a fake at some point in the performance. But would I be right in saying you haven't managed to establish anything along those lines?
Ugh.
Incidentally, the prosecution has already confirmed that Mr. Asman had no twin siblings.
It's my understanding that this witness is well versed in conjuring artfulness. But such talents do not indicate that he was actually able to accomplish what he claims. Namely, the construction of what, by all accounts, must have been an extremely complex scientific machine.
Whatever do you mean?
Yesterday's proceedings brought the true nature of your past exploits to light, Mr. Drebber. Indeed it did, my lord. As a swindler who preys on innocent scientists to elicit government grant money through conjuring know-how.
Yes, it's true that I possess considerable knowledge of stage magic. But crucially, my scientific knowledge more than matches that of any academic in the field. Investigation of the witness's workshop attests to that claim, my lord. As evidence, the police found this Royal Society trophy for young talent in science there.
Yes, that's true. We spotted it there ourselves.
If a hypothesis is sound, it can always be forged into a physical manifestation, with sufficient skill. Though I may have sold the secrets of some deceptive wiles to sniveling, talentless scientists in the past.
Would you therefore assert that the explosion of the machine was...
An unfortunate accident, or, of course, a deliberate act of murder carried out by misuse of the science?
You suck. Hate this
He
guy.
looks cool, though.
Hate this guy. I like his coat. His coat's nice.
I like his coat a
His
lot.
coat's nice. I like the
I want that coat.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Have it.
Council, uh-huh.
Thanks.
Would you like a coat? I will grant you a coat.
Thanks.
I can't make a coat right now, but I'll make a coat and put it on your model. Counsel for the defense, your cross-examination, please. Oh, you bet. Yes, my lord. Let's go cross-examine this mother. Yeah. Press. So you were already acquainted with Mr. Asman himself?
Not really. By chance, I'd seen his name mentioned in the papers, that's all. But I had no interest in his private affairs. If he was an unscrupulous investor, it was no concern of mine. As long as people pay their bills, I take up my tools and construct what they ask for.
So why did Mr. Asman approach you in particular then?
Who can say? I presume because my name is associated with excellence in engineering.
Not to mention excellence in fraud.
Hard to gauge, but the point is, all I did was construct the machine, according to the blueprints I was given. In other words, the kinesis machine was built on solid scientific principles. Yes, you might say that. Professor Harebrained certainly has a mind like no other.
Hold it. It's clear that you have both scientific knowledge and knowledge of conjuring magic, however.
The more knowledge you have, the better equipped you are to handle whatever comes along.
Sure.
But your implication is that I furnished the machine with some trickery, I think.
It's a possibility that we have yet to... It's a possibility that we have to explore. I'll stop adding words in a minute, I promise.
Unfortunately, though, the machine has been blown to Kingdom Come. So there's really nothing left to explore, is there? It appears that the kinesis machine was fitted with a timed explosive device of some kind. And there's nothing left of that device either. Not a single shred of evidence remaining here.
Aha! He must have planned all this from the outset.
But in any case, it's abundantly clear that the experiment couldn't have been a trick.
Sure. Ever meet a man who needs to be kicked in the shins? Absolutely. It is this man. Oh, I'll kick him. Of course, that's it. Mr. Asman was a twin. We just said that he wasn't.
Oh.
Yeah, well...
Perhaps my learned friend wasn't listening earlier. Mr. Asman had no twin siblings.
No, I heard you before, but the thread of hope hadn't quite left me. The demonstration...
Nice save.
I know, right? The demonstration could have been a trick if there was somebody who looked sufficiently like the victim. But Dr. Scythe absolutely ruled that out as a possibility.
It is beyond question that the victim himself, Mr. Asman, did move from the stage to the Crystal Tower. The fingerprints found at the scene attest to that fact.
So it can't have been orchestrated using someone who looked identical to Mr. Asman, then. What are you thinking, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, no, nothing. Just that the idea of someone who looked identical to the victim is playing on my mind. Okay, that's nice. It crashed head first, you say?
According to the many witness reports from those that were there at the time, yes.
Were you not there at the exhibition grounds on the day?
No, I was busy trying to flee the country. Unlikely. I rarely leave my workshop.
Yet another of your unique inventions was found at the scene.
Well, it was the unveiling of a machine I'd labored over for many months.
Okay, you changing your story? Is that what's going on?
I saw it clearly with my own eyes. The birdcage plummeting headfirst into the tower.
Okay, first you said you weren't there, and now you're saying you were there and you saw it. Okay, cool. What a surprise.
I believe the victim's neck was broken from the headlong fall, wasn't it?
How would you have come by that information?
Even an infernal recluse like me reads the newspapers, you know.
Do you?
Probably. According to the reports, 2 injuries were apparent on the victim's body.
Yes, he'd been stabbed in the chest by a screwdriver believed to belong to the defendant. And he had broken vertebrae as the result of the fall from a considerable height.
Correct. My learned friend has been doing his research, it seems.
Wow, is that sarcasm? Do we know which injury was the fatal one?
I think it's funnier if it's not.
Sadly not. Forensic science is not yet at a level where such things can be determined. What we do know is that the victim died having sustained both injuries at some point during the experiment. And since he was found in the birdcage with his neck broken, it's obvious that he fell from a considerable height.
I suppose that's hard to deny. So you understood the science, did you?
Not in the slightest.
Oh, right.
As I've said a number of times, I'm an engineer. My job is to manufacture according to the blueprints I'm given. I would be inventing manifold problems if I foolishly allowed my brain to digest the ideas behind them. I could be accused of stealing those ideas, for example.
But how is it possible to construct a machine without really understanding the principles it relies on?
Well, you're practicing law without really understanding the principles it relies on, aren't you?
Wow. Wow. A very good point.
Don't agree with them.
Stand up for yourself, Mr. Naruhodo.
The point is, the experiment resulted in instantaneous kinesis taking place. As such, the science must be sound.
I don't believe you.
Yes, and really, experimental results are all that matters when it comes to proving a hypothesis.
He's certainly very sure of himself. What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? Well, now that the machine has been completely destroyed by yesterday's explosion, it's going to be impossible to argue its authenticity one way or the other. But if we're unable to establish that it was a piece of stage trickery rather than genuine science, we will have no grounds on which to demonstrate Professor Harebrain's innocence. Both Mr. Asman and this man in the stand tricked the professor and used him. They took advantage of his naivety and his unbending belief in his work, and I won't let them get away with it. And seeing as the professor is an old friend of Lord Van Zeek's, what on earth must he be feeling towards Drebber? Okay, now we gotta prevent some stuff. Cool. Let's look at our lovely assortment of goodies. So, what's new? We've looked at the camera. Right? We looked at the camera, right? Yeah. I had blood on it. Okay. Let's examine. We examined this one already? Okay, cool. Very thick glass from the crystal tower that was found in the waxwork. Okay. Boop. There's a little metal plaque here. Look. Fostering burgeoning talent for the future of scientific discovery. It seems rather ironic, doesn't it? But clearly Mr. Drebber really was a very talented scientist. Which, like, why is he lying about not understanding the principles if he's a scientist? Okay. Like, I can present this on the part of him lying about not understanding science.
Maybe it's like a chemist physicist kind of dichotomy.
Sure. Have we looked at this yet? It's got a lock. This lock does look very strong, doesn't it? There's definitely no way you could remove the mask yourself if it was put on you. What a terrible way to treat someone, even a convicted criminal. I know. It's starting to make me livid, actually. Mr. Naruhodo, please. I mean, just think about it. Imagine if you had an itch on your cheek all of a sudden. You'd be utterly helpless. I think you would have bigger problems if your head was in this thing. Well, yes, that's true. But I'm not sure that warrants quite so much anger. Oh, right. Sorry. Is that it? Is that all we get from this? It's gonna be a key that opens this. All right.
I have a small operational question.
Yes, what is your question?
I saw a thing that said ad starting soon, and now it's gone. Does that mean the ad started?
No, the ad has not started yet.
Okay.
There's always a lag, so.
All right.
Yes, little lag. When it pops up that it's an ad, I will stop.
Okay. I don't know these things because I do my ads manually.
You're good. Sometimes it'll do it right after it finishes the countdown to the ad starting soon, and sometimes it doesn't, so. There it goes. Now the ad started.
Hey.
Hey.
I predicted the future.
You did. I want candy, guys. I want candy, and I don't have any. That's too bad, really. Oh, life is hard, isn't it?
Candyless.
Candyless. I could order crumble. Because I've been looking at the s'mores cookie all week. What if? Look, nothing's stopping me. The only thing that stands between me and crumble is my self-control. Oh, do you want to hear something exciting that has nothing to do with Ace Attorney?
Sure.
We'll talk about it on the ad break because it's a non sequitur.
Yeah.
So a while back, a long while back, we put a wreath on our porch, on our front door. And we noticed one day that there was a bird nest on it. And at first I was like, wow, I didn't realize this wreath had a bird nest. And then I realized that the bird nest was made with like real grass and the wreath was artificial. So like a bird had built a nest on this wreath, right? Well, over the weeks, we noticed that there was an egg in the nest. And then there was a second egg in the nest. And then today, When we looked in there, there was a baby bird. So I'm really hoping it survives. I'm going to be sad if it doesn't, but we're doing our best to have a little fledgling. A little burb. It was very dinosaur. It's very small. Like the size of my pinky. Very small. Itty bitty little guy. That's all I got. I only burned like a minute of time there. Talking about a baby bird.
All right. All right. You got
a little bird.
You did it. There's a bird there.
Yeah. I can't handle that this is all we're getting out of the autopsy report. This is it. This is all we get. I want candy though. I don't have any. I have peanut butter trail mix. Could eat that. It has Reese's Pieces in it. Oh, we're back. Oops.
Welcome to autopsy.
Welcome to the most useless autopsy result of all time. He's dead, Jim. That's what Courtney Stevens says. Alright, and lastly, this magnifying glass isn't going to tell us anything. Other than there was a trapdoor.
Spooky.
It's the only thing we can prove here is that there was a trapdoor. Although that might be a watch.
What thing?
Look, there's something here that looks kind of like a watch.
That might be like a pressure gauge.
It might be. You're right.
Some steampunkian type design work going on here.
Yeah. I think I'm ordering cookies while we're discussing this. Okay. So I think the strategy here is going to be to present that he can't possibly not know science because he won a science award. Is that... Am I on the right path, do you think?
I'm
trying to think
gonna
of what
be
else
honest, I
I can present to him.
I've not been fully paying attention to what you have examined in the evidence. What things have you looked at?
I looked at everything. I looked at this.
We got like
The
3 pages of
picture.
evidence, huh?
Yeah, I looked at the autopsy report. I looked at this, and all we could see was that there was a lock on it.
We looked at the trophy. We looked at the glass.
We looked at the trophy. We looked at the glass. We looked at the camera. It had blood on it.
Mm-hmm.
We've looked at the photograph of Drebber, which told us nothing. We've looked at the bird cage. All we could figure out was that it was damaged and that it was made of wood. A photograph of the balloon getting shot we've looked at. The screwdriver we've looked at. This autopsy report on Mr. Asman we've looked at. We've looked at the photograph of the victim that had the blood on the chest. The green cloth we have looked at. It looks like it was part of the balloon. We've looked at the crossbow. We could present the crossbow to him, but I'm not sure what that would do because we already brought it up. An experiment sketch. The newspaper and our armband, which is not going to help with anything. So, a prestigious award for a young scientist. We could show him. We could show him. I'm trying to think what else. The picture, the balloon, maybe? I don't know. I'm like, I don't think there's anything we can say to this one.
Yeah, that doesn't seem wrong in any way.
Sorry, my watch just got caught on my... Oh my god, on one of my cords. That was terrible. Alright.
I think we're good here.
I'm thinking. I'm just trying to think. I don't know. Oh my god. Sorry. I keep clicking away from the window.
No, I'm also sorry. I'm just trying to like process of elimination it.
Yeah. So, okay. So that one can't be anything. This one, I don't see where... I don't know. I don't know. Ah! Okay. So, you can't present while you're pressing, right?
Right, you can't.
Okay. I could... Oh. If the professor waxwork... So... The implication here is that there's a waxwork involved in this somehow. Instead of like a real person, like a body double, it's a wax figure. Do you follow me? Am I making sense?
I do follow you.
Am I ahead of myself?
I think a little bit, yeah.
Okay. So...
I think that's like a bit too far of a jump of logic for right now. But I do like where you're going with that.
Would I present the science trophy here? Like, I can't think of what
No.
to do. Alright, no, you made it, buddy. Oh, here. No, because that would prove him right. Okay, that doesn't help us. That doesn't help us. I can't. Is it this? Like. I don't know. What do you think? Help me out here.
I think we gotta catch him on like a detail. Like he's saying a lot of things. He's unfortunately an authority figure, and basically everybody in the room is dumber than he is. So we gotta like catch him on a thing. Like he gave a little bit too much detail, and we gotta be like, wait a minute, that too much detail is the lie.
Okay. I get you.
We gotta get our foot in the door.
Yeah. Okay, so he knows too much. That's our conclusion. But I still like acknowledging that. I still don't know what I want to present here. I don't understand. Okay. Maybe I should just, like, eliminate things?
That's fair.
I don't think the birdcage is gonna help us. Because the only thing we really discerned from it was that it got broken.
Yeah, the bottom's busted.
The bottom is broken, so it fell. Oh, he did say head first. And it's the bottom that's damaged. We could always present that.
Yeah, that's just flat up wrong.
Yeah, did he say that? Did he say head first? So here, I can present the birdcage. Does that make sense?
You screwed up now. Yeah, I definitely think so.
Okay. Oop, 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 oop. Present.
You did it. That was a tough one.
That was a tough one. My bad. Sorry, guys. I was like, I was thinking too hard. We've examined the birdcage that crashed into the crystal tower ourselves. As you can see, the cage, which is a wooden construction, has sustained damage in one particular spot.
Following the explosion, it fell some 30 feet into the glass of the crystal tower. That level of damage is to be expected, surely.
I agree. The damage itself is entirely understandable. What doesn't make sense is the location of that damage. Yes, Trevor, do you have something you would like to share with the class? Smack. All the breakages in the wood are at the base of the birdcage, not the top.
What are you saying?
Oh, you're sweating now, are ya? That's the opposite of where they should be. That's right, my lord. The birdcage that was at the scene is damaged at its base. So we have reports of the birdcage falling headlong into the crystal tower, yet the damage is at the bottom. The only way to reconcile these two facts is to accept that there were two bird cages in play that day, which were at some point switched. Switched during what wasn't a scientific experiment at all, but an elaborate piece of stage trickery. Gotcha now! Good gracious, explain yourself, witness!
Well... If we examine the facts, there's only one logical conclusion we can draw.
Tell us, Van Zeeks.
The damage on the base of the birdcage clearly indicates that it crashed tail first into the tower.
Oh, we object. Okay. But multiple witness reports claim it fell head first.
The birdcage materialized in the sky next to a balloon flying over the stage, following a spontaneous explosion. At an altitude of some 60 feet above ground level.
Which is approximately 18 meters.
Thank you, Susato.
Thank you, Susato.
It then proceeded to fall some 30 feet into the crystal tower in the ensuing deflagration. Witness reports amid such chaos are notoriously unreliable.
Oh! Are you saying we have an unreliable witness? But the victim's neck was broken. Objection! Ooh! Objection, objection, objection!
He plummeted 30 feet inside a heavy wooden cage. However he fell, it would be unsurprising to find one or two of his vertebrae crushed.
Okay, Drebber, what you got?
A riveting scientific analysis of the events from the prosecution there. Though to be even more rigorous, you would have to say it was only one vertebra, actually.
Ha. This man. He wasn't quiet for long. Is this his theme? This is crazy. It goes kind of hard.
Yeah.
Goes kind of hard. Okay. I find it hard to see what's motivating Lord Van Zeeks. This witness is clearly a swindler, and one who deceived a personal friend of his. He's counting on us to prove him wrong. If you're going to establish this deception, do it right. Oh, we are seeing right through him. Yes. Sorry. I feel like that's the undertone here.
Ah, yes, and there's one more point the defense appears to have forgotten. It obviously wasn't a trick, as a certain truth very plainly demonstrates.
What? It seems to me that the cross-examination had better continue until we resolve this matter. Oh god, I gotta present something else. No, he's amending his testimony, thank God. Mr. Drebber, you will amend your testimony with details of this truth.
Of course, we must treat the matter scientifically after all.
Ugh, I nearly had him there. Really, dude? Really?
Got the movement.
The kinesis clearly took place because there's nowhere else 30 feet high for the birdcage to have fallen from.
That's funny. He's funny. He's funny. Is this where I
Making a
present the
joke.
balloon? I'll press. I'll press. You know what, for funsies? Sure. What do you mean?
Well, before the demonstration began, the victim was alive on stage in front of the audience. That is true.
Yes, there are lots of witnesses who saw Mr. Asman on the experimentation stage. That's true.
And the victim's neck broke as a result of an impact following a fall. Logically, therefore, the victim must have fallen from somewhere. The balloon that exploded was at an altitude of 60 feet. The point of impact on the tower was 30 feet up.
Okay.
That difference of 30 feet is therefore the total distance the birdcage fell.
30 feet, yep.
And there's no other location from which the cage could have fallen that distance if it didn't drop out of the sky. Ergo, the victim himself must have been beamed from the stage into the sky above the crystal tower.
We've already discussed this. A trenchant scientific analysis.
Friendship's a good word.
Trenchant's a pretty decent word. Dear me, every time I hear it explains, it sounds increasingly plausible.
Oh yes. It's all very well thought out.
Aha. Certainly all the spectators on the day saw it. The birdcage plummeting 30 feet through the air, I mean. Irritatingly, yes. Easy. Easy. We've got a balloon.
No, he's saying the balloon is what happened. He's saying if he was okay.
Uh-huh.
Asman was on the stage.
Yep.
He's claiming the teleportation was real, so he then fell from where the balloon was.
Yeah, but how did he end up in the balloon to begin with? Like,
I think if it's a magic trick, which we want it to be,
right.
he could not have been in the balloon. Which means he must have fallen somewhere else.
Okay, so now what am I supposed to present? I gotta present something on this.
I think step one, find something 30 feet off the ground.
All I've got is a balloon.
That's unfortunately already working for him.
Am I missing something? What am I missing? What I don't understand here is why he is saying that I don't understand why they're saying the balloon has anything to do with this when the balloon having anything to do with it proves that they are lying. Like, do they think it, like, appeared inside the balloon? Like,
Yes.
are you kidding me? That's the dumbest. Okay, sure.
Telefrag the balloon.
Sure. Okay.
Therefore, teleportation real.
Teleportation real, and it just happened to teleport into the balloon. Cool.
Yep.
Okay, sure. Well, we do have this, the autopsy report that says he was stabbed, and that his neck was broken, but Man knows too much.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like how much he knows when he shouldn't know this much.
This is the power of science.
I guess so. Oh, why is this one so difficult for me? Why am I failing at this? Somewhere else for it to have fallen from. Is there something else nearby? Like...
Can we check the diagram of the area? Can we look for stuff?
This one?
Yeah.
Is this a building nearby? Like...
That's the Crystal Tower.
I know, this is the Crystal Tower, but what is this? Is that
I think that's also the Crystal Tower.
Okay. Well, then the only thing nearby is a freaking... There's no balloon!
How does he get to a balloon without teleporting if he was on the stage? The entire point of this is we're trying to prove he could get a neck injury without teleporting.
Oh. That's a totally different angle that I was not looking at it at. So if he fell off the stage, like the hole underneath the device?
That'd be a really convenient place to fall off a stage.
So then we would present this, that he fell...
That's a hole, that's not
It's a hole.
height.
So you want me to present this?
I think so. Because that looks like a height.
I see what they're saying. Okay, so this, we're comparing this height here to this height here. And this is
Yeah.
like twice the height of this. This is kind of stupid. Cool.
Yeah, this
Love
is why you're
that.
struggling on this one. It involves geometry.
No, it's not even that. It's just like they're going in a different direction than I thought they were going to. Okay, so
I agree completely. I think a lot of sometimes the struggle of this game is that for some particular testimony, you want to take it in a direction, but that's just not the direction you're going right now.
yeah.
Like, you want it to go this way instead of, like, figuring out what way it's going.
Yeah. All right, well, I'll present this. Sure.
Objection.
Objection.
Hit a dead
why
end and or
not?
just keep driving in it. What is that?
A diagram. This is a diagram of the experimentation stage and its surroundings. Okay, Dropper.
Oh, is he on to me?
Oops. We know that somehow the birdcage appeared in midair before falling down into the Crystal Tower. A fall of about 30 feet, or in 9 meters. However, if you examine the diagram carefully, you'll see that there is one other possible location from which the birdcage could have fallen. This is not my line of logic, but okay. The same distance of 30 feet.
No,
Yeah, actually.
this is not my line of logic.
Get over it. Well, it appears the defense has a possible explanation to put forward. Go ahead, counsel. Yes, my lord, of course. You will indicate the place to which you are referring on this same diagram. Okay, fine. So the answer is the stage? Okay. I have to hit the button first, don't I? The stage right here. Am I crazy?
Oh.
No? Okay.
Take that.
The place I'm referring to is here. But that's where the birdcage would have been to begin with. Oh shit, the music. Which is exactly the point, my lord. Yes, the birdcage was in the machine on the stage. But what we must also consider is the height of the stage itself. Go on, Counsel. It turns out that the experimentation stage was built at a considerable height above ground level. If you look at the diagram, in fact, you'll see it's at about the same height above the ground as the balloon was above the crash site. Okay, Van Zeeks, calm down! When the experiment got underway, the machine and the birdcage were engulfed in steam. At that moment, the floor of the stage gave way, and if we assume there to be a void underneath, this birdcage and the one seen by the audience would have fallen almost exactly the same distance. Yeah, get sweaty. Once again, my lord, this all points to the fact that there was not one birdcage, but two.
Objection!
Oh, object all you want!
My learned friend has no evidence that the stage had such a contrivance in its design.
Someone is responsible for the criminal destruction of the kinesis machine itself. It's true. However, the stage still stands. And take a moment to look at the photographic print of the scene following yesterday's explosion. Good lord! The metal grill that formed the floor of the machine is undone. Yes, most likely blown open by the force of the explosion that destroyed the rest of the machine. The defense calls for the space below the stage to be investigated immediately. Mr. Drebber, it was you who built the kinesis machine, which means that it was you who built the two bird cages that were used to carry out this deception. Not an orange anymore, are we? Whether Professor Harebrain's hypothesis is sound or not makes no difference. Because it's the construction of this machine that matters. A machine designed to take Mr. Asmund's life. And lay the blame firmly at the professor's door. Something that could only have been carried out by you, Mr. Enoch Drebber. Oh, we got him. He's big mad. The kitty is big mad.
Objection!
Oh! Oh, please. Enough. Enough with the saber. Enough.
If my learned friend has reached the end of his wild assertions,
He broke it again.
the prosecution would like to crush the defense's argument slowly but surely.
1 second. Don't crush me. What?
Your argument fails to hold water. On 2 counts.
On 2 counts?
2 of them.
2? Yeah, my outrage is real.
Firstly, before and after the experiment, the witness went nowhere near the kinesis machine. Every relevant member of staff from the exhibition has attested to that.
And I believe members of Scotland Yard have also been on watch duty at every public experiment.
In other words, Mr. Dribber had no opportunity to switch the alleged pair of bird cages.
Objection! But I've already explained why he wouldn't have needed to.
The nonsense with the crossbow. That doesn't bolster your case at all.
You know what else doesn't bolster your case? Your mom. Okay, I'm done. That's all I got.
The man who disappeared from the stage and the man who crashed into the tower are one and the same.
I don't believe you.
The forensic investigation team's report is unequivocal on that point.
Can't with this man. Ah!
And the second flaw in your assertion.
I still don't think there's two. Not even sure there's one.
Is a distinct lack of motive.
This man doesn't need a motive. He's a charlatan.
Why would this man have wanted to take the victim's life? He had no reason to do so.
That's what you think. A motive? Do I have to think of everything myself?
I have here a contract provided by the
Oh.
witness.
This would have been nice to have sooner. What contract is this, Lord Van Zeeks?
The contract into which Mr. Dribber entered with the victim, Mr. Asman. It reads,
Oh my gosh.
Mr. Dribber is to receive 30% of all remunerations from government grants or other income.
Oh. That's why he's still trying to prove that this is a real experiment. Anyway. 30%? Certainly very favorable contractual conditions.
But there was one very important provision bolted onto the clause.
What provision?
Mr. Dribber may only uphold this right on condition that both contracting parties are alive. In other words, if either of us were to die, the contract would become null and void.
No money.
So you see, I had nothing to gain from Mr. Asman's death. The diametric opposite, in fact.
Ugh.
Need I say more? The witness had neither an opportunity nor a reason to commit the alleged crime. In short, the possibility of Mr. Dribber having done as you suggest is nil.
Wow. Ugh. Ugh.
You could double that possibility and it would still be nil.
That's how multiplication works.
That's how nil works.
It seems the defense's assertion was somewhat wide of the mark. Lord Van Zeeks, you will submit the contract as evidence, please. Damn. We're having a bad day. It's true. If Drubber had no opportunity to switch the birdcage under the stage with the one in the Crystal Tower, he couldn't have done it. And in any case, I have no idea what his motive might have been. There is one aspect of your argument that still holds true, however. There were 2 bird cages. The prosecution is unable to deny that. Ah. So I'm sure you're on the right lines, Mr. Naruhodo. And I've no doubt there are other aspects of your assertion that are undeniable truths, too. Alright, she has faith in us, therefore we must have faith in ourselves. Well, it would seem That the defense has no rejoinder to offer. Evil.
Well, I must say I'm a little surprised. I came here to testify about the machine I built, and instead my reputation is defiled. But the prosecution's counter has set the record straight, I think. It's impossible that I'm the culprit.
Objection! At the beginning of this trial, we believed that there was only one birdcage. Yet now we know there must have been two. In other words, there was more to the demonstration than we realized at first. Get wrecked, Drebber. I think it's abundantly clear that the same applies to the culprit.
Ooh. Get to the point.
Get to the point, he says. Me, 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 me. Sorry, I'll stop mocking him. The stage demonstration was constructed and set up in its entirety by you, Mr. Drebber. Therefore, it's inconceivable that you had no hand in the events that transpired. Ooh, he's a little mad! He's a little mad! So if circumstances mean it's impossible that you could have carried out the crime yourself, it points to the fact that someone else was involved. Oh? Someone
Ooh.
else? Counsel, are you suggesting? Yes, my lord. Mr. Drebber had an accomplice. Ooh!
Objection.
Ooh! Don't object. It was you.
An accomplice now. Well then, I presume you're prepared for what's to come. Now that you're accusing not only this witness, but someone else of the most serious of crimes.
Yeah, we're ready.
If these accusations turn out to be false,
Sorry, 1 second.
it would be mildly inconvenient for you. Then make no mistake.
Oh, I'm not making any mistakes.
The prosecution will demand an equally serious punishment for your slander.
Get wrecked. Well, counsel, do you intend to pursue this course and formally accuse another party of involvement in this matter? Absolutely. What do I do here? At the moment, this is little more than a hunch on my part. I don't know for sure if Drebber had an accomplice, or even if he really is the culprit here. One way or another, though, I have to make my position clear, as a lawyer. So what's my stance going to be? Did Drebber have an accomplice or not? I mean, look, okay, you can't just be like, Drebber had an accomplice, and then be like, you're just kidding. Grr.
That would be really embarrassing.
That would be bad. That would be bad. Sorry. I may have ordered cookies and they may have just arrived.
Nice.
Not to dox myself to the DoorDash driver who is clearly watching my stream right now, but I'm naming the accomplice because I think I know who it is.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I'm excited to hear this.
Wish me luck, everybody.
Good luck.
Yeah. This is the right thing to do, right? You wouldn't lead me astray. You would tell me if I was doing the wrong thing, right? That's how we work. Cool. Name the accomplice.
I'll lead you astray for funny, but I won't lead you astray for
for,
function.
for real. The defense is ready to name Mr. Drebber's accomplice. Somehow, the two bird cages must have been switched. Everything points to that. Yet according to the coroner's report, that's not a possibility. But that inconsistency itself is a clue. Counsel? My lord? You have received a stark warning already. If you are nevertheless determined, then I must now ask you to identify this alleged accomplice by name. Clack. So, your answer, please. Who do you claim to have been Mr. Drebber's accomplice? It was Iris all along. It was Iris.
Whoa.
It was Iris. I think it was Odie Asman. I think it was Odie Asman. I'm not gonna lie.
He's an accomplice in his own murder?
Yeah.
How?
He's not really dead.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But wait, how do you do an autopsy on a not dead person?
It's somebody else.
Then who's that?
Somebody else.
But then we're just back at body double theory.
Yeah. The only okay, are you ready to hear like my insane theory here?
Yeah, go ahead.
What if it's Madame to Spells? What if we go full onto this is all waxworks? Hold up.
Just waxworks all the way
It's
down.
waxwork. Nobody in this case is real. Everyone is a waxwork. Okay, anyway, I really think the body double theory is our best bet, but what are you thinking? Tell me your thoughts.
We have a corpse.
We have a corpse. Okay.
The forensics team is adamant that the Crystal Tower corpse and the stage man are the same guy because the fingerprints match.
Okay.
I don't think you can do body double with the fingerprints matching.
You can't do body double with the fingerprints matching, but there are ways to conceal fingerprints and to change fingerprints. So, like...
Example, please?
Gloves and stuff. Okay, so you don't think Asman is the accomplice. You don't think this is all fake and he's not dead.
I don't think it's all fake and he's not
okay.
dead. I'm pretty confident he is dead.
You're pretty confident he's dead. Okay.
I don't think forensics screwed up that badly.
Okay. Even though they're new to all of this.
The staff members aren't new. It's just the department that's
The department is new. Okay, so who do you think is the accomplice? Somebody in forensics? Ooh. Maybe they're lying.
They're lying.
They're lying.
Which means
to
he
the
could
court.
be alive.
Which means he could be alive, and it's a body double. There we go. We got it. All right, so it could be the balloon guy somehow. Sure. It's not going to be the Bohemian boy.
I don't think he can. I don't think he knows how to lie yet.
I don't think so either.
He hasn't been taught.
Nope. It's not Gregson. It's not Gina. It's not these two. Masked man. God damn it. It can't be the Professor Hairbrain. It can't be Professor Hairbrain. Because that would just mean he's guilty and this case is over.
Yeah.
So we've eliminated pretty much everybody on this page. All right, so let's focus on the other page. Drebber is his own accomplice. Plausible. Also incorrect, but plausible. I don't know. What do you... Give me a hint. Walk me down the path. Because I'm clearly insane and don't know what I'm talking about.
everything, all of the lies of this case so far have been constructed to make the illusion of the teleportation. The nature of the scientific theory, the balloon explodey fall down telefragging theory, the impossibility of Drebber alone tampering to move the corpse from the stage to the Crystal Tower. And like all of the progress we've made so far has been peeling back the layers of lies to show how it can be done. From balloon holding at the bird cage, to there being a second bird cage, to actually he fell off the stage. And now we're dealing with, well, we can't go with motive just yet, so we're dealing with how the heck did the body move from the stage to the Crystal Tower?
Yeah.
When everybody who was involved was either barred from access or a member of Scotland Yard's investigation. Which means that the accomplice is very narrowed down.
So are we trying to find somebody who had access to the stage?
Well, yeah, because then that's the only way they would have access to the real body to move it to the tower. And it would have to be access to the stage immediately after the incident.
But it's not the accused.
Well, no, because he
was
didn't have
he
access.
was on the stage.
Yeah, he was on the stage.
Who would have had access to it? Not you. Ad starts in 5 minutes. Oh my gosh. It can only be these two.
I don't think it could be Balthazar. He was doing his own thing.
He was kind of doing his own thing. Yeah. One second. Zen, if you're watching, go get the cookies. I've been texting you. Go get the cookies.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay.
Let's
so it can't be him. It can
fundamentally-
only be her.
In the chaos, the experiment just happened. There was a big heck-off explosion.
Yep.
A big wooden box crashed into the Crystal Tower.
Yep.
Everybody's panicking.
Yep.
The police step in.
Yep.
The reason any generic Joe Schmo can't get to the crime scene to tamper with it is because the police are blocking them.
So it had to be somebody in the police.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. See, I'd counted that out because I was thinking they were... Is this why Gregson is leaving? Hold on. Is he leaving because he's part of this? And he's like, peace out. I'm gone.
There's a second step to this, and I think it's a lot more direct, but I've been hesitant to tell you because it kind of gives it away.
Continue slightly down path.
The autopsy report is like, dude just teleported.
Yeah.
Which is dumb.
Yeah. Is it the forensics people? Hold on. Like, if they just made it up on the autopsy report.
Just made it up.
If they were just lying.
It all makes sense.
It all makes sense if they were
lying
just
to us.
lying. Yeah.
Let's accuse the entire forensics department.
No, we're only accusing one person. It's the accomplice.
Okay, who wrote the actual autopsy report? Like,
That's
is there a
good
name?
question. Let's go check it out. Wait, I can't look.
Ah,
'Cause I'm
frick.
stuck on this screen.
Well, if it was a name we didn't recognize, that wouldn't help. If it was a name
Okay,
we
that's
did
fair.
recognize, it could only be one person. The coroner.
So you think it's the coroner, huh?
I think it's the coroner.
Damn, I started to go down that path and I was like, there's no way.
You gotta believe in yourself
Gotta believe
more.
in myself. I guess so. All right, Courtney.
But I do understand. This is like crazy conspiratorial.
This is crazy
directions we're
conspiracy
going.
theories. Yeah.
The reason that all the evidence points to my client being the victim is because everyone is conspiring to frame him.
Yeah.
The
All
jury's
right.
gonna love this.
All right, take that.
They're gonna be
This is
so
gonna be
happy with us.
insane.
They're
The
gonna be so happy with us.
Are they?
Probably.
The name of the person in question is... Oh, God, we don't even know this person. All right.
What's wrong, my Nipponese friend?
Because everybody in this courtroom is about to throw rocks at me.
Surely fear doesn't bind your tongue now. It's a little late for that.
All we have to do is have somebody try to murder us in the courtroom and a mysterious masked man will get his memories back. Swear to God. Of course I'm afraid. After all, naming her in this capacity is definitely going to make waves. A lot of waves. I could very well turn every single person in this courtroom against me. I'm sure it will be all right, Mr. Naruhodo. Thank you, Miss Susato. The enemy always appears larger than life, but you'll appear exactly the same to the enemy.
That is good wisdom.
Yeah. All right, then. Here goes.
Our ad's starting in 10 seconds.
Our ad is about to start. I'll cliffhanger it here.
We'll cliffhanger it at Van Zeek's being very impatient.
Yes. Okay, I'm going to start the ads if they don't start themselves real quick. And then I'm going to go
Fair.
figure out my cookie situation, and I'll be right back.
Cool.
So don't touch that dial, guys. Wait, how do I do the ads? Oots. Ads. Ads have started. I'll be right back. Hold on. I'll go to my BRB screen even. Look at me go. I made it back. And the ad has 8 seconds, 7 seconds, 6 seconds, 5 seconds. But I made it back!
Woo!
Cookies are retrieved.
You did it.
There's a baby bird on my porch, so we had to, like, try not to disturb the baby bird. Yes, very good. Okay, we're back. Back to the cliffhanger. All right. We are back.
Let us proceed.
Proceed, Van Zeeks.
Proceeding. You've kept us waiting long enough with your weird cookie debacle.
Wow.
Your answer, Council. Now.
No, I'm eating my cookie now, just to make you wait a little
Fine,
bit
I'll
longer.
drink my wine and we'll see who's having a more delicious object. Food or drink.
Is there like a generic word for like a food or a drink?
Don't know. Probably. All right, here we go, guys. Cross your fingers that we make it out of this alive. The person who colluded with Mr. Drebber in order to carry out this wicked crime is Scotland Yard's coroner, Dr. Courtney Scythe. What the blazes are you talking about? Dr. Scythe?
The head of the forensics investigation team and the coroner who conducted the autopsy on the victim.
We know there were 2 bird cages, so who could have carried out the switch to complete the illusion? The accident happened in front of a huge crowd of spectators, and the area was immediately sealed off. Then everyone, police officers included, were banished to make way for the forensic investigation team. When else could the switch have occurred? It can only have been in that team's presence. Oh. It's essential that the court determines exactly what happened following the incident. The defense demands that Dr. Scythe be summoned to the witness stand at once to testify. Oh, the jury's talking! Or falling asleep. You've got nerve, lad! Standing up there, dragging the yard's name through the mud. I didn't mean to... I know the woman very well. There's no better dead room worker out there. How dare you call her a criminal?
My learned friend's imagination appears to be wilder than the East End at night.
Wow.
But the recklessness of your accusation aside, there's another grave problem with your argument. One which the prosecution demands you address at once.
A grave problem? Literal grave? Oh my word.
Who do you claim acted as the victim's doppelganger?
What? Certainly if the birdcage containing the body of the victim was exchanged for another, that cage must also have contained a body.
And yet, no missing persons or accidental deaths of anyone, even remotely resembling the victim, have been reported.
I see.
Which means there was no one, dead or alive, who could have fulfilled the role of a body double for Mr. Asman.
Ugh, that's true. If my argument is that there were 2 bird cages, then there must also have been one person inside each. But I don't know if I've got an answer to this yet. Have I? What can I do to reveal how this body double stunt was achieved? Alright. Put me back on the hot seat here.
The jump has arrived.
I'm gonna take a bite of my cookie and contemplate. Could it be the glass that was found on the waxwork? Dude, the waxwork theory is not going away.
It's back.
It's back.
It's back.
But it's right this time, right?
It's more topical.
It's more topical. I could present the evidence of the glass on the body.
You could also present the head.
The head?
It's the wax. If you're being asked to name the doppelganger, if you're claiming it's a waxwork, you should probably present a waxwork.
Oh. But it's in a cage.
It's still what it is.
I suppose so.
Yep. We don't got another waxer around, and only one was stolen.
So if I name someone or present... I use present evidence, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's not a person per se.
It's not a person, it's a non-person.
It's an object.
It's an object. It's a non-person. Very well. The defense will address my learned friend's concerns.
We have used the tyranny of images to bamboozle an entire crowd of people.
By presenting evidence that reveals the true nature of Mr. Asmund's body double. Good gracious. Evidence? I do hope this isn't filibustering, counsel. The court is expecting a name.
If you think you have relevant evidence, present it now.
The body double and the birdcage were hiding inside the balloon that was floating above the stage. Which means that any witnesses would only have seen them from 60 feet away. So who was it that appeared out of that explosion, some 18 meters above the spectators? Aha! The body double inside the second birdcage was... I guess we do present the waxwork head. Because we can't
fun
present the
parallel
glass.
for this.
Uh-huh.
Fun parallel.
Uh-huh.
Where'd you find that head?
In his workshop?
More specifically?
Where did we find it? Hold on, I can't remember. Where did we find it? Hold on, remind me.
We were doing the logic and reasoning spectacular. Sholmes was like, hey, check it out. The dude, there's footprints on the roof ceiling. Because gravity flipped. But then we were like, no, there's also a shoe lodged between a balloon and the ceiling. And so we're like, aha, they must have been trying to retrieve the balloon. What's in it?
The head.
We shot it with a crossbow, and out came
The head. Well, I've
the
slept
head.
since then. All right. Take that. Of all freaking things. We know that the victim, Mr. Asmund, was in the birdcage that was situated inside the kinesis machine on stage. And therefore, he couldn't have been inside the second birdcage. Instead, that contained something else. What's been described as a body double, which is what fell from the sky and crashed into the crystal tower. Yes, counsel, according to your somewhat elaborate version of events. And that body double inside the second birdcage was in fact... Oh, we are nervous. We are nervous. It's all right, Mr. Naruhodo. You're ready for this. Just steel yourself and come out with it. Thank you, Miss Susato. I needed that. As I was saying, the body double inside the second birdcage was... As unbelievable as it may seem, that thing there? Why? When did this get here? When the frick did this get here? Hold on. When did this get here?
When he pointed.
When he pointed, the head is okay. Cool. Everyone else is just as shocked as I am. I guess we presented the evidence all right.
Objection.
You're objecting? Okay.
Open your eyes and look into mine, my Nipponese friend.
Don't call
Dramatic.
us friend when you don't mean it. You're a jerk. Ding. Oh, we're looking at him. We're making eye contact across the courtroom. Oh my. The yaoi writes itself.
Very true.
Now tell me, what are you playing at?
Well. Stand firm now, Ryunosuke. Eye contact for free? This is the time to show your Japanese spirit. As the court will observe, this is a waxwork model. A model, in fact, of an infamous London murderer from 10 years ago, the Professor.
Objection.
Okay.
You started by indicting the leader of the forensic investigation team as an accomplice in this crime.
I sure did.
And now you've moved on to indicting Waxworks.
I mean, more or less, yes. Like I said, yes, that's about the size of it.
But why? And why this waxwork? It looks nothing like the victim. In fact, it could hardly resemble him less. What possible justification can you give?
If you want to know why, ask Mr. Drebber. Oh, he's sweating again.
What?
Just days before Professor Harebrain performed his public demonstration, Mr. Drebber abducted this model from Madame Tespel's. Did you say abducted? Hello, Raiders!
Raided.
Oh God, right in the middle of a spoiler. Hello, everyone!
Hi.
Hello,
I mean,
Cappy.
this isn't a
What's
spoiler,
up?
It's just the word abducted.
It's just the word abducted, but hello, thank you for the raid. Let me give you a shout out real quick. I misspelled shout.
Hello.
Yeah. Totally normal, nothing spoilery going on here. What were you playing? I'll give you 2 shout outs so I can see what you were playing.
I'm gonna find out what they were doing before you find out what they were
Playing
doing.
Hey You Pikachu? That's cute. What the heck?
Darn it, you found out before I
I did find out before you did. Hello, Raiders. I am Ascella Vivace, Magical Idol. Hello. Hi. This is Exception. He's sitting on a
I
gamer
am
chair
Exception.
and imbibing a bit of wine on the gamer
I'm
chair.
imbibing it.
Imbibing. And it works with a Yeti mic. What? That's cute. Oh my gosh. I'll have to check that out. That's cute. Oh my gosh. Well, we are in the middle of a very spoilery turning point in this case, so please feel free to head out if you don't want spoilers for the 3rd case of the 2nd game of the Great Ace Attorney.
Also, we're like accusing everyone.
We've
Like, we're
accused
accusing-
everybody and their dog, yeah.
Accusing inanimate objects at this point.
Yeah, at this point we've definitely said that an inanimate object is a culprit. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we're doing great. We're doing fantastic. Possibly doing the right thing. I don't know anymore. I'm doing my best. But yes, I hope you had fun playing. You guys can stick around if you'd like. If you need to go, I totally understand. But thank you for coming in a raid. And I guess I will go back to being the judge for a minute. Ah!
Yep.
Seriously, guys, you can feel free to leave if you don't want spoilers. I don't mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did
your
you
help.
say abducted? And 2 days after the incident at the Great Exhibition, he returned it to the museum.
Then the timing.
Yes, the timing, Van Zeeks. Is this true, Mr. Drebber? Answer the question. At first, I couldn't see why Mr. Drebber would have stolen the waxwork and then given it back again. But now the reason is clear. He took it so that he could put it inside the second birdcage as a body double for Mr. Asman. Admit to your wrongdoing. Don't object.
Are you hearing this, ladies and gentlemen of the jury? Are you hearing the defense's astonishing proposal?
I'm pretty sure everybody's heard it, yeah? Pretty sure. Nobody's struggling.
That the witness fabricated this vast machine with the intention of deceiving some wretched scientist. That he did so in collusion with the country's finest coroner on a public stage in front of a vast audience. And that, to effect the deception, he used a waxwork model that in no way resembles the victim.
I mean...
Are we really to believe this far-fetched tale? What do you decide?
Objection.
I absolutely object. Wait! Yes, if you put it like that, of course it sounds implausible.
My lord? I need to speak, if you please.
Go ahead, Mr. Foreman.
Myself and my colleagues have reached an agreement.
You haven't even... I swear to God. Very good. In that case... Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will state your leanings for the court to hear now. We're just about to be launched into a summation examination.
Guilty.
God.
Guilty.
Kidding me.
Guilty.
Kidding me.
Kill me.
This is wild. So, as indicated by the foreman, the jury has reached a consensus. I knew that was going to happen. We shall get through this, Mr. Naruhodo, as we always do. And to uncover some new truths along the way, I'm quite sure. Yes, I agree. I'm going to have to appeal to the jurors, as usual, and see if I can persuade them to change their minds. The defense will now embark on a summation examination. We're not even calling for it. He's just giving it to us this time.
He's used to our nonsense.
He is. Are you and your fellows ready to proceed, Mr. Foreman?
We are, my lord.
Very well. In that case, I ask you now to state clearly for all present to hear the grounds on which each of you has decided that the defendant is guilty of the crime of which he is charged. Oh my God. This is crazy. The jurors' contentions. Okay. I've known that woman for years. She'd never be an accomplice to anything.
It's utter nonsense to think those two would ever be conniving with one another.
Oh dear, this is most troubling. But surely the waxwork the man stole has nothing to do with the coroner, is it?
I have had my own problems with members of the police. I do not trust them much.
I've seen no rigorous proof that this waxwork was ever inside the birdcage. It's conjecture.
Accusing someone without right evidences? It's not a proper job, is he? I won't have it. They want evidence? I got evidence. Somewhat... What is my cat screaming about? Somewhat unsurprisingly, It seems the introduction of this waxwork model to the proceedings has polarized opinion.
Given that its face is obscured and its build in no way resembles that of the victim, I can only applaud my learned friend's temerity at suggesting it as Mr. Asmon's body double.
Yes, the applause is deafening. And yes, I know it seems extraordinary. But that's the point. That's why I have a strong feeling it's actually a greater clue than anyone yet realizes. What are you thinking, Mr. Naruhodo? I can't explain why at the moment, but I feel as though there's a specific reason why it was used. Why it had to be this model. Really? A reason why nothing else would do, you mean? Yes, and I'm convinced. It's something far more significant than whether or not the model looked like the victim. Well, if that's the case, we must prevent the trial from ending prematurely at all costs. Yes, agreed. I have to find a way out of this. Clack. If you are ready, counsel, you may proceed with the summation examination. Oh, I'm ready. Yes, my lord. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go.
Jury examination.
With Trevor in the background. Love it. Okay. So. This one didn't have much to do with anything. Those two kind of paired together. Okay. Okay. Let's go back and press. Sorry. My bad. Forgot we can press.
Hold it.
Forgot we can press. My bad, my bad. Did it to myself. The order of things seems to have changed around here for some reason. I'm a copper, lad. It's a copper's discretion to bend the rules sometime when needs must. What's wrong with that? Where do I start? I've been working at the yard for 40-odd years. I'm just gonna change his accent every line. That's even more than I thought. We've only had a metropolitan police service in town for 70 years, you know. Of course, times have changed. The public didn't trust coppers back when I started. It was rough. We had to fight crime, and we had to fight to win the public's trust as well. And when we did. Forensic science was in its infancy, too. Even more than it is now. And she spearheaded the revolution. How old is she? Dr. Scythe, you mean? That's right. About 10 years ago now it was. When I was still a youngish Bobby on the beat. Youngish? Ish? That's when she started making a name for herself as a top-class coroner. And now look at her. Head of the forensic investigation team. And a woman, no less. Well, you won't hear me complain. It's what we all dreamt of back then, I tell ya. Could you tell me without holding that gun in the air? We were all out to uphold justice, lad. Full of vim we were, full of vim. That's coming across loud and clear. Press. Hold it. But we're only just starting to understand this case. Wow. Wow. He's just ignoring us. What are you reading there, sir?
The man behind those murders on Sala Pond Street was caught in 2 days flat. That's real policing for you.
That's really not relevant to this case, is it?
You're wrong there. Because it was Dr. Scythe in charge of examining the bodies. And it was evidence arising from her work that led to the arrest of the scoundrel responsible.
Okay. Oh.
That's right. Oh, the woman is at the forefront of this country's fight against crime. The idea that she's somehow involved in this murky business is a load of old tosh.
I thought it was up to me to press the jurors, not the other way around.
Hold it!
Why would you assume that? Well, quite simply because that unsettling swindler has no relationship with the woman, does he? True. As it stands, we don't know of any connection. Oh gosh, but it would be delightfully romantic if they were somehow to have a mutual interest in the waxwork. Okay, lady. Romantic? A woman of society such as myself views everything in terms of relationships, you know. Do we? Do we, lady? You and who? Well, you learn something new every day, even if you don't want to. One might wonder about a possible relationship between the defendant and this coroner woman. Or perhaps between the defendant and the handsome prosecutor just there. All right, ye old Fujoshi up in here.
You figured it out. You figured out who she is.
Ye old Fujoshi.
You solved it.
Don't need... This woman may be more astute than I've been giving her credit for. I can't take that seriously. If that's the woman's stamp, bless her, indeed. Then perhaps demonstrating some connection between the waxwork and Dr. Scythe would be enough. Yes, I agree. As soon as we have even a whiff of a connection, she'll be the first to know. She did the autopsy. She literally did the autopsy. The first name is the same. Look. Hold. Look. Watch. Watch. Examine. Right? Courtney Scythe. Right? All right?
Yep.
And then the coroner on the other one. Everybody look at this. The coroner's Courtney Stevens.
That's a different name, though.
That's a slightly different name.
That's a different name,
That's a
though.
slightly different name.
How many Courtneys are there?
In this courtroom, 0.
Very true.
In this case, 1. I'm just putting it out there. I think they're the same person.
All right.
What sort of problems?
Let's just say we have run into each other on numerous occasions while I've been performing on the street.
Uh-oh. Right, I see.
Obviously, artists such as myself cannot appear on stage as we work in close proximity to our audiences. So we perform our great magic in parks, on street corners, and the like. But the police use any excuse to make our lives difficult.
I'm sorry, sir. Do you have something you would like to add?
Excuse me.
Special Operations Foxhound.
Do you have something to say in response to that, Mr. Ottermole? What a name.
Renosuke.
Who are you calling a mass murderer? I'm gonna change his accent again. Ah, sorry, my mistake. I got confused because I heard you look like him. I don't look anything like the man. You want to be locked up, Sonny? Thanks, Mr. Sholmes. Perhaps we could move on. I was really wondering if you had something you wanted to add in response to what juror number 3 just said. Put your gun away. And clearly you do. Back in my day, back in the good old days, it wasn't like this. What was it like, sir? We worked our fingers to the bone to earn the public's trust, we did. And by Jove, we earned it. People respected us back then.
Respected you?
No one would have called a coroner into question in them days. Coroner's report was the hallmark of an investigation done right. Especially when Dr. Courtney Stevens put her name to it. Okay. She was the best of the best, and the apple of the force's eye. Hold on a minute. What are you talking about? Who's Courtney Stevens? Ah, sorry, got a bit carried away there.
Stevens is Dr. Scythe's maiden name.
I was right!
Yeah, but I couldn't let you be
You
right.
couldn't let me
early.
be right early, yeah. Her maiden name. So that was before she was married. Of course, yes, silly me. It's Scythe now, isn't it? Stevens. I'm sure I've seen that name somewhere recently. Anyway, the point is, those were the great days of policing. Not like now. Sorry to interrupt, sir. But do you think you could change your statement to include that name? Well, yes. I don't see why not. This jury is on some shit. She was Courtney Stevens back when I knew her, of course. Legendary coroner even then. Alright. Alright, we can get back to you.
Hold it!
Sometimes they even cook up a story to extort monies from the poor.
Well, that's definitely not right.
Yes, and it's why I say that if you trust the police, you'll have trouble. But here you are, claiming this waxwork model was stolen to star in an illusionary spectacular.
Well,
The idea is so wild, I think I will take my chances and believe the authorities on this occasion.
wow. This is how the public at large views Scotland Yard, is it? Our own police force in Tokyo is not even 20 years old yet, is it? Perhaps we should view what's happened here in London as a measure of what may happen at home. Yes, like a Scotland Yard stick. Wow. Wow. I wonder how a policeman would feel listening to the way this juror speaks about the force. I'm sure he'd have a word or two to say in response. Alright.
Hold it!
But you claimed the whole instantaneous kinesis demonstration was a trick.
I did, but there's more than one way to pull a rabbit out of a hat, isn't there?
Sorry?
I grant you, given that this cage appeared from amidst an explosion, there'd have been no need to use a real person. But if a waxwork had been used, the culprit could at least have had the decency to make it look like the victim.
I'm not sure exactly how much criminals are governed by decency.
The point is, if you're going to make a claim about that waxwork being inside the bird cage, you need to give us some evidence. Without that, it's just not science.
I got evidence for you. I suppose we should expect nothing less than a logical argument from a fellow of the Royal Society. But that perhaps means his mind can be changed if we manage to present suitable evidence. Evidence that the Professor Waxwork was inside that birdcage. Can I produce that or not? Oh, I have evidence! The glass, right? Am I
Yeah.
crazy? The glass.
No, you're not crazy. That's some true.
Actually, I have something I'd like you to see, sir.
Oh? I must warn you that I firmly believe it's only wise to trust men in white coats. So given your jet black outfit, I don't mind admitting to a sense of trepidation here.
You're also wearing a black suit. Okay, sure. So you don't trust anyone in black? Looking in the mirror must be very trying. Thank you, Ryunosuke. I do have some evidence that proves the waxwork was inside that birdcage. Namely... Whoops. This. Right here.
What's that? A piece of glass? Though it's unusually thick for glass.
Yes, it's a piece of broken glass that we found inside the jacket on the waxwork. As you say, it's not ordinary glass, though. It's very thick and clearly made for extra strength. Much like the special glass that was developed for the construction of the Crystal Tower.
The crystal Holy smoke!
Exactly. The centerpiece of the Great Exhibition, where the very incident we're talking about took place. On the day in question, the birdcage fell from above and smashed through a window of that special glass.
From whence this small piece originated. Is that it?
Precisely. So, what do you say? Now that clear evidence in support of the assertion has been placed before you. Uh-huh.
Well, as I said, I only trust men in white coats as a rule. However, when the reasoning is sound, it's fair to say color shouldn't come into it. In light of what you've shown me here, yes, I feel obliged to change my position on the matter.
That's a good scientist right there. That's the spirit.
In that case, juror number 4, you will amend your statement now, please.
Shoutouts to Andromeda.
Do you want to read this one or not? You don't have to.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Okay.
The presence of that piece of glass leaves me in little doubt that the waxwork was indeed inside that birdcage.
Okay, moving on. Oh, God. Fine, we will press you even though I don't want to. I've got to ask, why have you brought that corn into court with you? Colonel Cobb? He's been growing back on the farm. Picked him off on my way to town. He's a proper nibbler, he is. Wow. Yes, the nibbling seems to be taking quite a while. Maybe it could wait until after the trial? Wow, that rhymed. Oh, I don't like the sound of that. You need colonels at times like these. Oh, God, the pun. Whenever I've something big to decide, the colonels always point me in the right direction, see? You're talking about your cob of corn? Nibble nobble, guilty bubble. Nibble, not guilty out. Nibble nobble, guilty bubble. Nibble not, guilty out. Nibble nobble, oh my God, guilty bubble. Nibble not, guilty out. Nibble nobble, guilty bubble. Nibble not guilty out. Perhaps it's akin to fortune telling with flower petals like people do back home. So Professor Hairbrain's fate is to be decided by a cob of corn. Could you not at least wait until we've had more time to find the truth before deciding on the defendant's guilt? Ooh, don't know about that. My tongue's awfully full already. Amazing. That was very corny, Ryunosuke. I know it seems a little far-fetched to think that the waxwork model of the professor was in that birdcage. But on the other hand, it explains a lot. There really is a reason why that particular waxwork had to be used as Mr. Asmund's double. We must do everything we can to make the jurors understand it. The truth is, I'm sure that's the key to this, but it's the most puzzling part of it too. In that case, you should see what additional information you can glean whilst trying to change the jurors' minds. If you can read a book whilst eating a rice cracker, Mr. Naruhodo, I'm sure you can do this. Wow. Right. Yes. All right, now we can pit, but... All right, hear me out. So I could present it. I'm thinking. I gotta pit people against each other, right?
Yeah.
So these 4 and 5 disagree with each other. I'm gonna start with 4 and 5 and see what happens. What do you think?
That's fair. Seems fair to me.
Okay. Okay.
Objection.
Let's see what happens. Those two statements clearly contradict each other. Okay. Good gracious. To whose statements do you refer, counsel? If you could put down your corn for a moment, juror number 5. Oh, you mean me? You've pointed out that it's wrong to make an accusation without evidence. But the accusation that the waxwork model was inside the second birdcage on the day in question, it's not without supporting evidence, as the defense demonstrated to the juror sitting beside you. Ooh, is that right? Would it be fair to say you didn't follow the argument? I don't understand much besides Colonel Cobb, to be honest. Good grief. Of course you don't.
If I could interject here.
Please do, sir.
Now that this assertion of yours about the waxwork has been backed up by some solid evidence, it would be wrong of me as a man of science not to pursue the matter further.
Boink. Well, me too then. Sorry? If this Brady gentleman says he's right, then he must be. See, I wouldn't dream of going against Colonel Cobb or anyone who's got stuff in between the ears. Wow. Cool. Love that for us.
Great.
Well, success, if you can call it that. Well, of course, if he's got some evidence, that's a whole other cob of corn, innit? Lovely job. Okay. I know it seems a little far-fetched to think the waxwork model of the pressure in the brain cage, but on the other hand, it explains a lot. Blah, 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 blah. I forgot they were the last one. Look.
Yep.
Okay. Now we gotta pit some other people against each other. This and 6, right?
Now that we know Stevens is the professor
Foreigner, yeah.
foreigner. And that's Seth Scythe.
Yep.
Objection.
Objection. Those two statements clearly contradict each other. Good gracious. To whose statements do you refer, counsel? So, juror number 2. Oh gosh, me? What can I do for you? I presume that you heard what juror number 6 said in his statement. It's brought to light the maiden name of the coroner, Dr. Scythe, which in turn has revealed a connection that wasn't apparent before. Well, naturally, as a woman of society, I find such connections and relationships irresistible. But oh golly, I'm afraid I fail to see what you mean. Dr. Scythe's maiden name is Stevens. And through that name, the coroner is very definitely linked to the waxwork of the killer. The defense has evidence to prove it. My goodness, evidence, you say? How utterly enthralling. Counsel, the court cannot overlook that last remark. I very much hope there is substance to your claim. Of course, my lord. I would ask the court to look at this. The evidence that clearly links Dr. Scythe to the mass murderer known as the Professor. Boop.
Take that!
I have here a certain autopsy report from 10 years ago. A 10-year-old autopsy report? What relevance does that have? It is, of course, from the autopsy of the person portrayed in the waxwork. The killer, known as the Professor. Okay, Van Zeeks, you watching, boy? Are you watching? The Professor's... But the man was a capital offender, so... That's right. This is the certification of death that was drawn up after the convict's execution. The identity of the killer was never made public, so the report gives few details. But what's important is the name of the coroner who wrote it. Courtney Stevens. Oh my, Courtney Stevens! Strike a light! It appears that the Professor's autopsy was conducted by Dr. Scythe 10 years ago. And a few days ago, Mr. Drubber very deliberately stole the waxwork of the Professor from Madame Tuspel's. A waxwork that doesn't, in fact, resemble the victim, Mr. Asman, at all. And do you suppose there's some unsavory relationship between those events? Absolutely. I'm sure of it. There's no doubt in my mind that the Professor case is at the heart of a link that we have yet to uncover. Between Dr. Courtney Scythe and Mr. Enoch Drebber. Oh. Hidden links. Mysterious connections. Secret relationships. This is all most extraordinary.
She is loving it.
She is having a good day. We're surely obliged now to explore this further. Boop. Now we're tied. That's all we needed. Oh, quite right. We can't let this trial come to an end now. Not while there's this cloud of suspicion hanging over the yard's best coroner. Would you put your gun away? It wasn't like this in my day, but we're still here to uphold justice in the end. Boop.
Can't believe juror number 6 got a character arc.
He did. Good for him. Thank you, counsel. That will do. As a result of the summation examination, the jury's overall leaning has changed. 2 jurors now call guilty, against 4 who call not guilty. Accordingly, the court has failed to... Oh my gosh, I'm yawning. Sorry, it's getting late. Accordingly, the court has failed to reach a consensus at this time. And the trial must continue. We did it! Oh, well done, Mr. Naruhodo. Another wonderful victory. How do you like them apples, Van Zeeks? A waxwork of the despicable Professor. Used as a body double for the victim in this quite extraordinary case. I must say it's extremely hard to believe the assertion could possibly be true. However, it would appear that it does at least warrant further investigation. It's the waxwork of the Professor that links Mr. Drebber and Dr. Scythe. And I'm convinced that there's a special significance to that link. I don't know what you're hoping to prove, lad. I really don't. The truth, sir, by using evidence and testimony.
If the court is to delve deeper into the alleged involvement of the waxwork in this case, then the prosecution calls for the owner of the model to be summoned as a witness.
The owner?
Madame Tuspels.
I really thought that Lord Van Zeeks would object to this whole line of inquiry. Very well, I concur. Make arrangements for Madame Tuspels to appear as a witness with immediate effect.
Listen carefully, my learned friend.
Oh, yes?
You should know that you're on the brink of opening Pandora's box.
I think we knew that. Now kiss! The court shall now adjourn for 45 minutes. During that time, the prosecution will summon the new witness and prepare her for taking the stand.
Madame Tuspels, yes. I shall see to it at once, my lord.
To be continued. We made it to another
Yeah.
to be continued. Woo! This is a really long case.
Yeah,
It's quite long.
it's doing things.
It's going places, man. Trial part 3 still. Cool. All right. Well, that said. Oh, ad break in 5 minutes. Dang.
Yeah.
We made it. We made it so far. All right, we go to options. We go back to title. We already saved. My bad. That's fine. There we go. Okay. Woohoo! All right. I am going to bed. Yay!
Okay.
I'm tired. I will be back on Friday with a interview that I had to put off because I was out of town. Honkshu me time, indeed. Absolutely. And yeah, I'll be back with an interview. I'm about to go drop the promo graphic for it, so get ready for that in the next few minutes after stream. And then yeah, I mean, not that it's really a surprise if you ever look at my YouTube because the waiting room has been up for several days. But yes, okay. That's all I got. Exception, you got anything exciting? Are you playing more Deltarune? Did you finish it?
I did it.
You did it? You finished it? Wow. Okay.
Well, I finished what's out.
You finished what's
There's
out.
gonna be more.
Okay. There's gonna be more. Cool.
So I'm gonna be juggling all the different things that I'm trying to do. Regular streaming, other regular streaming, managing the entirety of the Rubicon Fight Club. I got very busy times.
You're gonna be busy.
Yeah.
Good for you. You need that little sippy that I have gifted you.
Yeah.
Gonna need a little sippy. Yum. Sippy of wine. Sorry, I'm just like making it go slosh, slosh, slosh. Whee. Okay, I'll stop. All right, guys. Well, we're out of here, and we will see you as a duo next week. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'll stop winking eventually. Bye, everybody.
Farewell.
Bye-bye.